More money, less problems, right? Well, not always. When you get that more money, do you know how to use it? That is the question. So I have a lot of people that come to me and they might have some debt or they have some goals that feel out of reach for them. And they say, I'm not going to worry about budgeting or dealing with my cash flow, knowing, that you've got to spend less than you make. I'm just going to make more money, right? And I think that's wonderful. Make more money. That would be great. However, if you don't actually know how to use the money that you're making, you could possibly be still going down the rabbit hole. More money does not necessarily equal to less problems. If you look at statistics, when people win the lottery, they will actually have a great life. They spend a lot of money, they have a lot of fun, but a couple of years later, a lot of them are filing for bankruptcy. They got more money. What was the problem? They didn't know how to use it. They didn't know how to have their money make more money for them. They didn't know how to control their money. So I had a prospect many, many years ago who called me, and I knew her from networking and other things out there. So I kind of knew her story already. And I sat and talked with her already about her finances. And she was in a worse position than when I had sat down with her originally a couple of years before that. And we talked, and she would tell me about everything that was going on in her life. And there were a lot of issues that had come up that weren't in her control. But she had started, when I originally talked to her, in some debt already. And we had talked about how to get out of that debt. And it had snowballed, and she was even more debt and had some family obligations. And we went through the whole process. And I said, I think, our partnership can really help you get out of that. We can get you to that point where you feel like you're out of the debt and you're making some progress on your goals. And she came back to me later and said, that seems ridiculous. Why would I spend money to get out of debt? It would put me in more debt than my just tackling it on my own. And I told her I disagreed, but she needed to be in the right place to work together. And unfortunately, I heard from her about a year ago, and she is in even worse debt than she was the second time that I talked to her. And just because she made more money, which is what her plan was doing, and she did, she grew her practice, and she was able to make more money, but she didn't know how to control anything. And by not knowing how to deal with your debt, how to control your money, how to put emergency savings away while you're paying off debt so you don't create that cycle again, it's really difficult to get out of that cycle with more money or not. Again, the lottery winners, right? They might not have had debt, but they didn't know how to control their money and what the best places were for them to put their money to make it work for them so that they didn't have to go back to work. And it's really tragic that they ended up squandering that opportunity and now had to go back to work with their head hung down, right? That they won the lottery and now they're filing for bankruptcy. Nobody wants to be in that position. So what can you learn from this? Well, you can learn that getting control of your money and knowing where to put it, why you're putting it there, all the different rules that go around it is extremely important. It's almost more important than just having a lot of money, right? And so how do you do that? Well, it often helps to have an accountability partner. And we at One Vision Retirement are the perfect accountability partners for a lot of people. We help you make those decisions. We help you understand the risks associated with things. And so why not schedule a get to know you call and just let's get to know one another and see if we can help you get to that place that you're on that trajectory up for your financial journey. We are here to help. We are at One Vision Retirement, and it's your retirement in 2020 vision.